Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome, friends, old and new. In general, I'm an excited person on a moment by moment, day to day basis, but I could not be more excited to start this journey with all of you today. And I use the word journey selectively, right? So we're here. We all want to go here. Now, what are all the steps that need to happen? So, our outcome of this call, and Robert always taught us when I worked at Compass, you need to clearly define what success looks like so everyone can align around the same goal. So what success looks like at the end of this call today is that you know how to get the most out of this coaching program that you signed up for. Great things don't happen by accident. And I would say learning has to be something that's very intentional. And, we did over, I think in the month of November, December, I talked to more than 400 of you. And there's some learnings that I had that I kind of just want to kick this call off with, and then hop into what our methodology is in terms of this program and what we've learned from all of you. There's this challenge that people have that they consume or they actually think ROI equals attendance. And, when you think about real estate, it is a career. It is multi-decade long business. Who here has been in the business more than 3 years? Who here's been here more than 5 years? Who here is just getting started? Right. So if you look at those that are getting started, I would say you have an unfair competitive advantage, because this is something I believe that every agent should have been taught to think 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago when they started. Right. So if you look at real estate, and Simon Sinek calls this the infinite game concept. There's like a finite game and there's an infinite game. A finite game has a clear starting and ending point, like football. An infinite game is a game that just keeps going and going and going. And that's what your real estate career is like. It's an infinite game. It just keeps evolving. But the thing that I keep coming back to is, why is it that agents end up in the same programs, similar programs, year after year, trying to learn the same things? Why is it that when somebody says that John at Discount Realty will do it for 1% less, we get stuck? It's frozen. It's the same test year over year. And then what I learned is that people aren't being taught to think about this the right way. So I'm going to go through what I believe is our golden triangle of coaching, which is our philosophy. The first one's mindset. Now, mindset isn't the secret, some pie in the sky, let's be positive, great things are going to happen. Mindset is your ability to think through things differently than you do today. Now, essentially, coaching is a faith-based practice, because you're going to have a coach telling you to do something that you've not done before, that you're not familiar with, that you might not be comfortable with. Your brain's going to say, this isn't for me. I don't know if I can do this. My clients aren't going to like this. It's not good for a market, which brings us to the next part of the triangle, is performance. And so our tagline comes, unlock your promise. How are you going to unlock your promise? That's the time blocking, the scheduling, and getting yourself to do things you're not really comfortable doing. And the last one's tactics. Like, what are all the specific actions you can take? See, for us, we don't want to just be coaches, somebody that just asks you great questions to get you to think differently. We want to be your partners, where we can give you the work, we can give you the things to do, and then give you all the specific action steps. And one of the challenges I find is people think tactics are the most important things, but it's really mindset and performance that are the key to unlocking your promise. Does that make sense to everybody? Now, I want to share a story with you. This is about 14, 15 years ago. If some of you have seen Brendan Bouchard, one of the top coaches in the world, when Brendan teaches, it's like Tony Robbins, right? These 12-hour events. They are long, they're intense. And at the end of this event, they had like a 2-hour networking happy hour. Bless you. And so from there, we're sitting in this happy hour. It's about 9:30ish, and I look over and I see Darren Hardy. Darren Hardy was the founder of Success Magazine. Darren's one of those people, good-looking guy, in great shape, impeccably dressed. And I don't care how many people are in the room, you look at Darren Hardy, you're like, this guy's uberly successful. Me being myself, I'm like, this is my moment. I got to ask him this question. So I said, Darren, I hope I really don't offend you in asking this, but I have to know. You're a young guy. Like, how do you talk to? And at that point, Success Magazine interviewed the top CEOs, entrepreneurs, and executives in the world. I said, how do you like talk to these people, right? Because smart people like talking to really smart people. They don't want necessarily to spend their time that's this limited going through stuff that's very basic. So he smiled. He's like, you're not offending me. I'll tell you three things. It's something anyone can do, requires discipline and focus. And that's the reason that nobody will do it. And I'm like, well, what is it? He said he focuses on learning in 90-day cycles. He's like, every 90 days, I focus on learning one skill or one area of the business. So at the end of every year, I have 4 new skills, or I've mastered 4 different areas of business. And he's like, what I found is by the second, third, and fourth year, I'm at 8, 12, 16, 20. And the more time went on, what I realized was I knew a lot more than a lot of the people I talked with about a variety of different subjects. So then I started thinking of all of you, because that's what I obsess about every day. And if for people like Coco Harris and Melissa Rubin and Stuart that have all been here a long time, these are all the ones I could see on my Zoom screen, Sharon as well, and Shawanda, I could keep going on and on, is that the one thing that I, as a human being, genuinely care about, more than attendance, more than signups, is that you actually use the stuff that we give you, because we know from thousands of people, the people that use it have amazing results. Your business and your life can get better all at once. The amount of time that you work can go down and your income can go up. So I have this weird obsession with getting real estate agents to do things. Like you'll see it over and over and over again. So my goal in this conversation was, one, to get you how to get the most out of this program. Please, somebody asked me this yesterday. Should I attend all the sessions? Do not attend all of the sessions. It is a horrible idea. Horrible. It is the way that you're not going to get anything done. And a year from now, you'll be in the same exact place. The goal is mastery. We want to master things. We want to build an army of the best sales, systems, tech operators at Compass and in this entire industry. And with all the changes with the NAR lawsuits and everything, this is the greatest opportunity you're going to have in your life. So I want to actually introduce our Chief Growth Officer, a friend of mine, a mentor, and somebody I actually met like more than 10 years ago. If you've been in this program and you've used this multiple offers template we have, which is epic, which has like a 90+% success rate, this is a Mike Walker special. So Mike Walker is our Chief Growth Officer, and actually this program and putting it together, combining our programs, adding on like the accountability coach, the navigator, is not mine. It was actually Mike's idea. And we were sitting in a all-team meeting and we're like, how do we personalize group coaching? So Mike came up with this whole idea of agents need everything. Like, let's just give them everything, but let's organize it so it really makes sense for them. So it was Mike's idea to combine all of our programs together. It was Mike's idea to grant access to all of our stuff. So it was Mike's idea to build this roadmap builder that personalized the thing. So I couldn't be more excited to share the architect of the revenue roadmap so he can walk you through the nuts and bolts of it. Mike?
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Yeah, I think it was a really unique challenge and issue to kind of approach, right? We've got thousands of resources. You've got all these different, ways to go about and focus on real estate as a professional. I've been in the business for 22 years. I've taught real estate in 31 states across the country. And it was like, okay, how do we take this immense amount of data and information and trainings and on-demand resources, but make it still very individualized? And so I want to show you actually just a little image this morning. It'll help kind of discuss this a little bit better. But you've got our live coaching side of our revenue roadmap program, right? You've got the weekly sessions, you've got mastermind groups, you've got expert mentor sessions. You've got a lot of like weekly learning that you're able to plug into that is going to help grow your business well beyond anything that I could comprehend as just an individual agent, right? You've got a library of on-demand trainings that is located within our member platform. We have Compass tool trainings in there. We have resources, scripts, templates, tons of stuff. And then we have this side, though, that's very individualized, and that's the roadmap side. This afternoon, you're going to be getting an email, and I'll kind of go through the next steps with you here in just a moment, but you're going to get an email that's going to give you access to our roadmap builder. and our navigator accountability coach. That roadmap builder serves as more of like a micro learning environment for you. So think about it. If you went to Harvard, you have all of these classes and these programs, but if you decided to specialize in one degree set or even minor in a certain thing, they would give you a syllabus of here are the courses that you got to take in order to learn that specific kind of trait. That's what the roadmap does for you. It allows you to kind of basically build your own custom education training platform that will serve as the next 12 weeks of guidance for you. Your roadmap then comes with a digital accountability coach that will be sending you text messages just kind of to help remind you of, hey, here's the assets that you should be reviewing this week. Here's a link to those assets so that you know how to find them. Your navigator will also be tracking some of your habits, your activities, your reach outs, your real estate closings, some metrics that are important for the growth of your business. So it's going to serve as a really cool addition to what was already a really robust program for this year moving forward. So I'm really, really excited about everybody's participation. We keep getting a lot of questions as far as like, what's the next steps, what's coming, what's happening over the next, 10 days, 2 weeks, etc. So I want to give you guys a little bit of a visual. Today and yesterday, we are doing all kickoff calls. So these orientation calls, learning about how you can get the most out of coaching, that's today. This afternoon, you're going to get an email that gives you access to our roadmap builder. We want you to take the time to complete that roadmap builder. It will take, and I'm just going to say this slow, it will take 10 to 12 minutes to complete your roadmap builder. I've had a couple people go through it and try it just to go through the questions, etc. Takes anywhere between 10 to 12 minutes to kind of complete it for you. We're asking that everybody complete their roadmap builder no later than this next Sunday. So this upcoming Sunday, January 14th, you'll be sent reminders as well. But we'd like you to take the time, complete that builder prior to Sunday so that you are ready for next week, our first week's worth of calls. The first coaching call, the first live call sessions start this next Monday. That's January 15th. And you can access all of the actual live events on our calendar for the next 90 days. We've already gone ahead and charted it out for you. In fact, I think in the actual chat right now, let me just double check. One of our team members will go ahead and put the link to that calendar of events. We've also emailed it out, but just in case you didn't see that, thank you guys for posting that in the chat right now for me. If you want to add this particular calendar to your iCal, okay, so if you're an iPhone user, this is always a question we get. You'll see right there, right below that in the chat is also any help for syncing your iCalendar with that particular Google Calendar aspect. So lots of different ways. It's super simple to set up, but that gives you guys access to all the live calls that we have charted right now for the first 90 days of the program. So next week, first calls get going. That's basically where we want everybody's focus. And then at the end of next week, you're going to start to see the text messages initiate from your navigator. This is not going to overwhelm people. These are simple reminder texts. There will be some interactions that it requires from you in regards to just, could you find this? Did you have time to review this, etc. So we kind of know where you are and to help keep you on track. But I think it's going to serve as a really helpful kind of just supportive element to help you navigate this program and get the most out of your coaching experience. So Chirag, again, thank you so much for letting me, share with everybody today. I think everybody's excited about this. I can't wait to do it. I'm also going to be coaching you guys' sessions. I'm doing a lot on prospecting in the program. I'm also doing a lot on negotiation, which is my subset and expertise in real estate. So can't wait to work with you guys.
Mike's actually the only person I've met in my life that actually can teach negotiation as a skill, and the template that many of us use. And as multiple offers are going to come back as rates go down, it'll be something that's very critical. So let's talk about this roadmap builder and my version of the Martin Luther King "I have a dream" speech for all of you. Is look, I have a dream that we can personalize group coaching. I live in the possibility that each one of you can make your life simple. I believe that every person has the right to have dinner with their family, have vacations and time off, and a thriving business and a fulfilling personal life. I believe if I can help you get out of our own ways and out of our minds, that this can be the most epic year of your life. I believe that if you start thinking of your business as an infinite game, that you will quantifiably get better and better every quarter, every year. And if you what's the word, implement discipline, consistency, and patience, over time, you'll outpace everybody. Just think about Robert Refkin. Robert had this dream 10 years ago about Compass, his platform, and everything, and he lived in that dream every day. And eventually it hit that X point. Logically speaking, a person that has no real estate experience or background, as many of the executives at Compass did, they all came from McKinsey and Goldman Sachs and all like Fortune 500 companies and large brands, put this amazing experience together through all of us. These companies had 80 to 100-year head starts on Compass, and we're number one, thanks to all of you. Right? So think about that. We work with teams that do over $500 million of transactions. I don't think they have 8 to 12 skills and systems figured out. So think about how much opportunity there is for you. Now, why is the roadmap builder the most critical component of the program? You made an investment in yourself, and you owe it to yourself to sit here and share this information with us. Because here's the thing. You want to know why we only make 90 days of programming? Could you imagine the days that those NAR lawsuit cases got settled? I had the CRM on my calendar, said, sorry, Coco, the only thing we're going to talk about the CRM today is that's on the schedule. Our coaching has to be timely and in alignment with what's going on in the industry. The best way for us to collaborate, all of you, is understand what are your focuses, what time zones are you in, where are you in your business, so we can help facilitate you into these accountability groups. Because here's what I know, in the hundreds of people we spoke with, people that were in these accountability groups grew their business more, built better relationships, got more referrals, and got better at their skills. Now, how many people have kids here? A lot of us, right? How many people have nieces and nephews? How many people know a kid that they care about? Pretty much everybody, right? Now, here's the thing. If any kid you knew wanted to go to gymnastics, band, sports, chess, any kind of organized activity, would you tell them that they could be good at it without ever going to practice? No. I always said, I wish I could have these calls with you about practicing and have all your kids or the people that you care about the most come with you for one day and then follow you, because your kids will be like, Mommy, Daddy, why aren't you practicing? I have to go to practice. Why don't you practice? You need to practice these skills. 100%. If you committed to 2 coaching sessions a week and spent some time in accountability groups, you're looking at like 30 minutes a day if you really want to do it, or 2 30-minute sessions. And if you think you don't have time, go look at the screen time section of your phone. You spend more than 30 minutes on Instagram and TikTok and your email and text message. Go find the time in there. When I want time, I go look at screen time. I'm like, okay, I need to stretch. I want to read. Like, let me find time in here and subtract one area and build another. The roadmap builder is your key to quantifiable success over time, because the more we know about you, the more we can help you. So if you're not able to do this one simple task, what are you really saying to yourself? Now, I encourage all of you to do this on a desktop. Don't do this on your cell phone. It's like the screen's like this big, and really be present. And if it takes you more time, that's okay, because your accountability coach is going to have this information. Our entire team is going to have this information. And, you know, in my world, the whole point of documenting anything and data is that you can make future decisions off of it. So these are the kinds of things that we're looking at on how to provide more support. It's really exciting of how many different things that we've built here and how easy they are to use. But the most important thing I believe in this world we're going into is transactional real estate. You're living in a world where more and more consumers are going to be like wondering, like, well, what am I paying for? So we're going to partner with you, and we're going to show you how to provide. You know, Mike came up with the greatest slide of all time. And the slide said, what would the Ritz-Carlton concierge do if they were a buyer's agent? I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I started like obsessing over that. And that's how we create a lot of this content. So we have an unbelievable team of talented people. It's not just me. I'm not the most talented person in everything here. There's so many other people that are so many more talents, have so many more talents than I do. And I want to be very clear about that. And you have access to all of it. You have access to all the content that we've ever made. You have access to live prospecting sessions. And let's talk about that. Every single one of you must, not should, must show up to live prospecting once a week. Because here's the thing. By dumb luck, they say luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. If you sit here for 40 weeks with me and do prospecting once a week, I guarantee you'll grow your business. See, there's this concept of collaborative learning. As we're doing this each week, we'll start collecting what people did, where they got their win, what message worked. Like, that's what we're good at doing. But show up. Turn your camera on. These are business meetings, right? There's a thing called neuroassociation, the way your brain connects one thing with another. So if I'm looking at Shawanda, I know she's in Nashville, Tennessee. So if I see her every day, she has her camera on, she has the same background, she has her name and her location on. Subconsciously, she's programming in my mind, hey, like, I'm Shawanda, I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. If you have a referral, because in your brain, when you have Nashville, Tennessee, like, who's that person I see on my group call all the time that's in my accountability group? Turn your camera on, be prepared. These are business meetings. Go into your Zoom settings, go to zoom.us, log into your account, make sure it displays your name and your geographic location or county that you work in. Come to prospecting. What are we going to do into prospecting? Some people are going to make calls, some people are going to send emails, some people are going to send videos, some people are going to send texts. Whatever it is, if you're like, hey, I have this client, what do I say to them? I want to reach out. We'll have a couple people on and we'll write you a message or we'll say something. It's literally everyone on mute. You'll have hundreds of people on here and we're going to be doing things that will make you money. And this is once a week how you could build a habit and momentum to do the rest of the week. So our goal was to make this super simple. And look, people always ask me, how many coaching clients do you have? And you know what my answer is? 0. Do you know what we have? We have a community. Like, you are our community. And I'll say the same thing I said to our team when we had our all-team meeting and we're finalizing our programming is, look, great people make great companies. Great companies don't make great people. What is Chirag Shah Coaching? It is all of you. It's not me. It's not our team. It's not anyone else. We are here to serve you. So some of the things that we're really excited about is starting to create more opportunities where we can have hundreds of you, we're probably 150 at a time, start coming into our office and having networking and masterminds and stuff like that. Our team will be doing a big event this year. So like, we want to focus on community, mastermind accountability groups. Like, how do we socially engineer an experience for all of you that it's not just these live sessions? There's so much more to that. And if you're in our community and you could drop in the chat something great that's happened to you over the last year through somebody you met, that'd be really helpful for all the new people. So as you focus forward, don't make it complicated. Don't create overlays, additional conditions on top of what's required. Show up to live prospecting, send 2 30-minute sessions a week. Where are you going to focus on? And make it simple for yourself. And practice, practice, practice. If LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, some of the greatest athletes in the world, they go to practice every day. Steph Curry can make a shot from half court, but do you see him stop shooting? No. Look, you have the distinct advantage of taking something that's conceptual and theory that people are learning, and you have practical application every day in your business. So if you're using it in your business, you're learning it in a coaching setting, and you're practicing and learning from other people, who's going to be able to beat you? Nobody. We went around the summer and I spoke with more than 2,000 agents. Like 16 of them have practiced for more than 5 hours of their career, and 12 of them were in San Diego. So like, we have great accountability leaders like Martha Knapp. When I'm telling you, like, candidly speaking, I had no idea like that I had an idea about groups, but these groups have meeting agendas that are sent out in advance. They break out into Zoom rooms, they role play, they do group shares. There is real continuity, community, and an enhanced experience there. For all the accountability leaders, I will personally, and our leadership will be working with them on how to deliver a better experience for all of you too. So there's a lot of stuff coming here, and do not be one of those people. Like, I had a coaching call yesterday in the office, actually, a meeting. And I was talking to the agent, and some people just have such a hard time looking at something that they view as an opportunity and letting it go. Focus on one thing for 90 days. Get in a group, meet other people. Compass agent referrals is such a massive opportunity. We have a client, Matt Breitenbach, he did $800,000 in Compass agent referrals last year. $100,000. I have some agents we work with that 70% of their business is Compass referrals. And don't get into this idea and misconception that, well, they're not in my feeder market, Chirag, so why would I want to go there? No, but it's all the people they know. I'm in Westport, Connecticut. That's a feeder market to nothing, I don't think, right? But I know thousands of agents around the country. We gave a client of ours a $20 million referral the other day. So being in here and being around people and building these relationships can pay off in ways that you can't imagine. And I will go back to the same thing of community. Real estate is the loneliest business in the world. It's also the hardest business in the world, right? And I'll go to the hardest point. What corporate company would hire somebody to be the accountant, the marketing person, the salesperson, the customer service, and the motivator all at once? Said no person ever, but that's all of you. And the lonely part about this business is from the morning you wake up and you start with this device in your inbox, everything you do is for everyone else but yourself. Throw in the fact of being a parent where your entire life revolves around your children for most of us. What's left for you? And I think that's why leaning into community is the most important thing. Having people that are in these group texts and people you can reach out to, people you can share the journey with. If you've never been a real estate agent, you don't understand it. I've been an agent, sold real estate. Mike's been an agent, sold real estate. A lot of our agent coaches, like, I get it. It's not easy. So lean in and just understand everything you want is right in front of you. Small actions done consistently produce oversized results. So what are we going to do? You're going to fill out your roadmap builder. You're going to show up to live prospecting. You're going to do our entire team a favor and not have us chase you down to fill out your builder. And look, one of the main things about this navigator and this texting platform and having an accountability coach is we know this, things come up in life, right? You could have bad deals, personal issues, people have anxiety, depression, family stuff. And we know that sometimes just reaching out and having somebody saying, hey, we haven't heard from you in a couple of weeks. Is everything okay? Gives you a place to just reconnect. But it's like being a kid. I'll read 10 pages. You have to read 10 pages tonight. I'll read 20 tomorrow, 30 the next day, 40, 50, and then you're gone. You don't read the book. We know that sometimes a simple reach out to say, hey, are you okay, Melissa? Like, we can just start all over again. Let's wipe the slate clean. Is a simple way just for us to re-engage you. So that's the end of this for today. And look, thank you all for the opportunities to be part of your business, part of your life. You've chosen to invest a significant time. Cynthia, I feel the energy too. This is going to be the best year of everyone's life. And I cannot be more grateful on behalf of myself and the entire team to start this journey with you next week. So I'd like to end every session, for those of you new, with love in my heart. I truly do love you all. Thank you so much, and make this a productive day. Bye, everybody.